Alright guys, last couple of hours Alicia has been working on some offers for these apartments that we got in the last couple of videos that you guys saw. What's been going on with the offers on the apartments though, because I was kind of worried about those at first. It looks like we had a bunch of interest in the duplex at first, but after Christmas it just seems like we started getting a lot of different offers in.
Online has kind of been non-stop regarding the apartment because now the duplex is currently under contract. So I'm getting all kind of offers left and right for this apartment. Hey, we'll give you this. No, so it's not. No, go ahead and counter that offer. I'm gonna give you this one. And so right now we're working with the highest one to see what we can get done.
You've been killing it lately.
I have. This has been non-stop work. Off work, back to work. Just like a funeral, back to work. Don't stop.
But you got your goals in mind now, so.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it seemed like you on a mission.
Very much so.
All right, let me know when you're ready to send the contracts. I'm about to go and do a couple of house runs and then meet the new hire. And then I should be back right after that. Cash Flow Crew, what's going on? All right, guys, I'm just gonna do a quick update video, show you guys a house that I currently have under contract that I've been working on, trying to get closed for about a year now. So just gonna check it out while I'm in the area. I'm also gonna stop by the house that I was talking about in my last video with that whole crazy real estate story and give you guys an update on the people who are actually staying in the house. At the house now, and it is a vacant house. Been vacant for a few years. Somebody asked me in my last video, is it a good idea to carry if you're doing real estate? And my response to them was absolutely, especially if you're doing this where you're just going into vacant houses that have the doors open, in this city especially. So I am about to go in, gonna check around, make sure nobody's on the inside, locked and loaded. Real estate. All right guys, so this is the inside of the house. Checked around, nobody's on the inside. This one's probably too bad of condition for anybody to be in, but just in case, like I said, we are locked and loaded in case anybody's hiding out. But this is one that I've been working on for a long time. Every real estate deal that you get isn't necessarily going to be a quick deal, just like this one. A lot of it depends on how soon the title company can get things done, and also how soon the seller can get in the different things that they need. So on this one, we just kept following up with it, and hopefully we'll be closing this one out at the beginning of the new year. All right, y'all, I just made it here to the house that I was talking about in the last video, but it looks like we might still have a problem, and I'm gonna show you guys why real quick. All right, guys, I'm not gonna show the exterior of the house because we haven't closed on it yet. But I think that these people might still be in this house. This lock was secure. They came back and put a new lock on it, and some kind of way it looks like somebody got it back off, so it's no longer locked. So might still have an issue with somebody being in the house. Not sure what's going on, but the gate isn't secure. All right, guys, I don't know what it is about this house and people not wanting to stay out of the inside of it, but if you guys didn't catch my last video, and I'll put a link to it up here in the corner, I visited this house with the owner, and the owner was trying to sell it, and it is one that we have under contract now. But during our walkthrough, and we had no idea while we were going through this house, we had been talking for 8 to 10 minutes, however long it was, and then when we checked the very last room, in the dark was a couple who had just been staying in the house. They were just a random couple who had been living in this house using the toilet while all the utilities were off, and they were burning something in the middle of the floor like in a bucket just to stay warm. But just jumping to the end of the story, in that video, we got both of them out of the house, told them that we were going to call the cops if they didn't leave. They walked down the street, didn't see them again. We thought everything was fine. But jump ahead, a few days ago, I sent the information to one of my buying partners, and he had his contractor to go out and inspect the property. But during the inspection, he noticed that these people were still staying in the house, and they actually had another person with them. But he did agree that we could close on the house and asked me to let the owner know that people were still living in the house, and we wanted to close it while it was vacant and not with anybody still living in there. So I let the owner know, and the owner called the police to go and get the people out. So 2 days ago, the owner met the police out there to get whoever it was in the house out. And it turns out it was the exact same couple that I mentioned in my story in the video before. But anyway, the police did whatever they had to do, and the owner put a chain lock back on the gate. But as you can see, it doesn't look like the lock did any good. So I just have to keep you guys updated and see how we're going to move forward with this one. Hopefully it won't be too big of an issue, which I don't think it will. Also forgot to mention too, guys, during my intro, I am doing some hirings today. I got up this morning to meet somebody for a position to put out my signs, something that I just really got tired of doing. It takes me a long time to do it and takes away from the main focus of my business. So I decided to outsource, get somebody else to put all those signs out for me. Put out an ad for the job, and I was supposed to meet somebody this morning. They agreed to meet me, but completely just didn't show up. So now I'm headed to meet a second person who said that they were interested in the job. Hiring for this type of position is new to me, but just gonna go ahead and jump into it. Something that I know I probably should have done a long time ago, but in 2019 said that I was gonna start thinking more like a CEO and do some more hiring. So headed that way now, we'll see how it goes.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, so just got a new person on my team to do signs, and signs are officially off of my hands. And it's really kind of a relief, because even though signs still bring me in a lot of good leads, I actually have one in escrow right now that's going to net me about $8,000 once it closes. But the thing is, I really just don't have time to just keep putting signs out by myself. In a month, I usually try to do 200 to 300, but it just comes times where I just don't have time, get caught up with something else, appointments, or trying to work on my business in other areas, to where I might just skip a whole month or two. So now that's something that's outsourced that I don't have to think about right now, and I can go and put my efforts towards something more important to me, like my appointments. With that being said, guys, the people who are really killing this game, and I learned this later than I should have, but they are outsourcing a good majority of their business. And I can honestly say, when I brought my assistant on, my virtual assistant, that helped me to elevate my business to that next level. So now I'm just looking to do more of that. But if you guys are looking for some good tips on outsourcing, one of the first things that I would say do is to get a virtual assistant to do some of those tasks, some of those repetitive tasks that you just really don't want to do. So a couple of the things that I absolutely do not like to do is list filtering, being on the phone, cold calling. So that's where my virtual assistant came in. I hired her and then hired another one for cold calling. So just about 90 to 95% of all the phone activity goes through her. So I don't really have to talk to a lot of people during the day, and I can just focus on going on my appointments. And of course, my reason for hiring this last person is the signs. I mean, it's something that takes up a lot of time. When I'm putting out these signs, it takes me 2 to 3 hours per zip code, but that's just on a day where nothing else is going on. When I don't have appointments or don't have to do something else uninterrupted, it takes me about 2 to 3 hours. So that's 2 to 3 hours, 4 or 5 days that I just got back by outsourcing my signs. If you guys want a really good book on outsourcing and just getting your time back, then you'll want to check into Tim Ferriss's The 4-Hour Workweek, which is a great book. And it goes into a lot of detail and gives examples of people outsourcing their work using virtual assistants to create income and freedom. And also, guys, you can check the link in my description below to see where I got my virtual assistant from. She's been with me over a year now and has just been absolutely valuable to the business and helping me to grow. But anyway, guys, that was just some quick updates. I'm about to end the video here. We're really setting up to go hard in January. Me and wife have been working hard. 2019, I mean, we're going forward. We're going all out. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you guys for following the journey. If you haven't done so, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.